How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, you guys know what to do. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. Any questions, comments, or concerns, leave down below. And with that, let's get into today's episode. So, in the last episode, we started refactoring our entrance here to make it a little bit more death trappy, as I'm sure the scenarios are going to become a little bit harder as we go forward. Start a fight. Jesus. Our 4 quest people left, and we called in our 4 laborers, because we can get them back for free. So, we're continuing on with getting our spaceship. We are building the ship computer. We have everything here. I think the gold is what actually we're lacking right now. We need to add the persona core. A couple other things to note are the research is really what's holding us up here for continuing. And then a couple other news that isn't necessarily RimWorld related, but as it is the start in the new week, just thought I would touch on a few things from last week. Last week was the 4th of July, as many of you are aware. However, for any international viewers, you're probably like, okay, 4th of July, who cares? American independence. Very fun holiday. Very fun fireworks displays. Anyway, I had a 4-day weekend plus 1 day because I have a dentist appointment on Monday, the day that this video is coming out. So I took off work that day as well. So I ended up with a 5-day weekend unintentionally. I didn't quite realize that a few months ago when I was both making the dentist appointment as well as taking off from work to go do it. But whatever. It all worked out. And so, I've recently been playing a few different things. One of them being, I'm still playing the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Pretty good DLC, and I will say, one of my favorite bosses, for anybody who's following Elden Ring at all, has to be Mesmer. That fight was, in my opinion, a very good choreographed fight. I also strongly recommend you get your fragments to buff your character, because those buffs are very serious. They're very good. In other gaming news that I've been playing, I've also been playing The First Descendant. As much as there is some controversy around it, just play it in a VM. If you're worried about data collection, play it in a VM. If you're worried about other things, it's a free-to-play game. You don't have to spend money if you don't want to. I mean, I've played Warframe, I've played World of Warships, many free-to-play games, some that do have predatory policies in terms of their monetization, but at the end of the day, just take the steps to make yourself safe. It's an okay game. It has some work. It's definitely not a Destiny by any means. Oh, in other news, I've also learned, hold right click, you can move you can move your pips around. I have discovered this through a tooltip while waiting for the game to load today. I'm sure somebody has mentioned it in the comments before, and I was not paying attention. Although I do try to read all the comments and respond to them as I can, however, older comments from older videos. So for instance, if you're watching this in 6 months, or I'm no longer playing the series, I probably won't respond to your comment unless I actively remember or can answer the question immediately. That's just the state of things. Ooh, quest available. Yeah, I didn't read that as what I thought that was for a second in my brain. I don't know why, but that word read as something else in my brain when I glanced at it. Needless to say, the disease can't be slowed. Or no, it can be slowed, but generally cannot be cured outright. If the disease becomes severe, we must keep the mood above 25%. It is early in the morning. I did just have my coffee. I want everyone to know. Okay. We have medicine, and we have good medicine, but do I want to keep the medicine here? Because for 16 days, we're going to have to basically babysit this. And I think that's going to use all of our medicine, like all of our good medicine, if we just keep that here. It's not really worth it, in my opinion, for any of these, so I'm just going to ignore it. I know some people are probably going to say, it's super easy, just spend the medicine. Our medicine will be used for our people and nothing more. Did we ever fix the AC in this room? We did. Okay, so these can go back to colony beds. Okay, let's set the owner. Where's Flapjack? Okay, Flapjack goes here. And then Guillermo also will get his bed back, but I don't want to disturb him while he's sleeping. I want to make sure that we do have just one researcher. Who's our top researcher? Four Eyes. Okay, good. Four Eyes is consistently just researching, which is good. You know what? Let me get 2 people assigned to research, and I'm going to have them on alternating shifts. That's what I think we're going to do. So schedule, not schedule, work. Guillermo's on cooking. Do we have anybody else cooking? We do. We have Junie doing cooking. How many meals do we have? 308. I think that's fine. Yeah, Guillermo defaults to it as well. So I'm going to take him off of cooking. I'm going to set him to a number 2 priority for cooking. So then they're both going to do that. So then Guillermo. So we have Guillermo in the morning shift. Break. And then we have Four Eyes. Oh, okay. So it was actually already set up for that. So we should have basically continuous research with that. What builds are we doing here? We're shredding mechanoids. We're making chain shotguns, which are good. The only thing that chain shotguns aren't great at, like, they're great if you have a defensive, like, kill box here. They're not great if you're trying to fight, like, an invading force or something. We're getting tons of steel, which is really good. Those are all getting mined up. And we're getting gold that we need up here. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, and then how are we doing down here? Looks fine. And then I really don't expect anybody to ever attack this, but if they do, we have tons of traps and we have turrets protecting it. Technically, I guess they would attack this first, the power conduit. But should be fine. We have so much... Jeez, I did not realize. I don't know why, but in my brain I saw this and I was like, oh, we just have lettuce. Good lord. Oh, and as for the question, I know somebody asked it in the comments. I can't remember if I responded to it or not, but I will make sure to do that after today's recording session, if I can go back and find it. Why are things rotting away? Why is it 40? Oh, because one of these was broken for a minute. That's why. But anyway, the reason that I have my cook stoves and my butchery table in my freezer, it's just an old habit I've gotten into where I keep the food supply here. And so the idea is essentially it's getting prepped here. And so that they work in the cold, but it's so that they can just work here, prep the food, throw it on the shelf, prep the food, throw it on the shelf. The butchery is also in the same room. I know, you want to keep things clean so you don't get the food poisoning, but most of the time, they're not going to get food poisoned. I have seen another design where you do something similar. The only difference is you wall it off probably about here, and so you'd create a 3-sectioned room. And then everything still stays refrigerated. It's just then it's a separate room, and then you're less likely to get that contamination. I've also seen a design where they have their cafeteria, and they have their food stored in like a walk-in cooler in your cafeteria so that people aren't going into the food prep area, which is something that if I was trying to optimize things, I would do. But for our purposes, that's just where we have. Let's see, scan underground. A lump of buried steel. Well, I'm definitely not mining all the way up here. That is quite far for that. we have enough gold? Have we? No. We're very close with the cryo caskets. I believe we're gonna need the same number of cryo caskets as we have for people, because we want to take everybody with us. If I'm not mistaken. We probably want to add a third person to the research team, just so we constantly have it going. Let's see, is there anybody who can do research as well? Horn is the other person who could do research. Right now, I'm gonna set it as a 1 priority. I'm gonna set Horn. I set Horn's recreation there, and I'm gonna set the work there. So we are gonna have 3 shifts of research. The only problem is I think cleaning might happen. Definitely. So let's actually set the clean to a priority 2. There we go. So now we should have 3 people researching throughout the day. So we have Horn, and then in the next section we have I already forgot who we have in this section. Is Guillermo maybe? Yeah. So 4 Eyes, Guillermo. Ninjak technically can research as well, but Ninjak more often than not is crafting. We have a good amount of power stored, which is always good to see. Okay. This is going to give us the cryo sleep, and then the next thing we're going to do is get the reactor. Actually, let's get the engines. Okay, so now under ship, we have these caskets. Each one they're not too bad. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 8, 4, 8. We need 5 more. So there's 10. 5, 10. We need 3 more. We'll build that many, assuming we have any extra people we need to take with us. And then from here we can do... something like that. And then, yeah, because we can stick anything else we need off of that. Alright. So we have Royal Tribute Collector here. We have a shuttle has arrived. Really? Already? We just got them. Well, that's not too bad, though. So that's kind of our plan right now. It's starting to look like a Star Wars ship or a sword. So they're going to go ahead and do that. We continue with the research. We're going to get the engines. We're definitely going to need a lot of components for both. So definitely keeping this going. I think we're going to honestly need a second fabrication bench. Like here. This is going to be the move. So that way we can get twice as much output. They would like to purchase head wraps. We're essentially getting somebody for free. No. No. No chemical fascinations. I'm good. Okay, so the visitors are leaving. Okay. They all left. Excellent. We're getting the next set of crops put in the ground. We have so much psychoid. Excellent. Oh, perfect. And we can actually go ahead and build the rest of these. There we go. We'll get everything queued up there. I think that's all limestone, actually. I think... Oh, they are limestone. Okay, so let's cancel that. Let's just go ahead and do... security, where is it? There. Let's just do wooden spikes. It's super cheap. We have a ton of wood. Give me trap. There we go. There we go. Alright. And then for this, we're missing components and advanced components. So we are going to be using pretty much all the components we can get. Hopefully we can get a trader who's going to have a bunch of components that we can buy up, because that would go very well. Yeah. Okay. Why do we have animal starvation? This pen is maxed with what we have here. How's this pen looking? This pen can have more people. Did we ever tame this guy? Oh, wow, we did tame him. I'm shocked. Training. Train him in everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and set the turkey to the top one. I don't know if moving the turkey up there will be beneficial or not. Down and unconscious. Junie, can you rescue him? Okay, and then that will force you to the top one. And now we have enough food down here. Okay. Not too bad. Alright, well, it is about the time. I think that's what we're going to call today's episode. So we more or less got this set up and things. And it's also starting to get too quiet. I'm scared that there's going to be some event or something soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, you guys know to smash the like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing as it helps out the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, leave those down below. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.